So Don, why don't we go through the process of hiring? So you have a recruiting firm, staffing company you work with, maybe your HR lady or the gentleman that's working HR, whoever it is that's running, VP of operations. I'm looking for 3 employees. We need somebody that's doing X, Y, Z. What's the next step? Take us from there.
Well, we've used all of those. We've used headhunters, we've used recruiting outfits, we've just put out on social media, depending on the position and how hard it would be to find that person. From there, we actually ask for a video interview. We give them a series of questions. They send us a video. That's the first thing that we look at, because you can just tell a lot by somebody's confidence when they're looking in the camera. And then we put them through a series of questions that ask, what would you do in this situation if this came up? And we're looking for creativity. We're looking for follow through. We're looking for excellence. Patrick, as well as I do, if you hire the wrong person, it's going to cost you an enormous amount of opportunity cost. It's one thing. And the other thing is we hire slow and we fire quick. So within 3 or 4 months, if we made a bad decision, we let that person know, hey, we don't think you're a fit for this organization. We think you're great. You're going to do well somewhere else. We misjudged it. And I think we're about 70-30. We get it right about 70% of the time. The reality is you just can't know until somebody gets into the seat. And the other thing that we'll do, Patrick, is we're very gracious in one sense. If you're not working out in this position, we will actually try to find some other way in the company for you to make us money. And that's a challenge on the leadership to say, this person isn't good at this, but let's ask ourselves, is there something we can do with this person, some sort of job description that we could give them that would allow them to make the company money and be a great investment? And, a quarter of the time or more, we actually find an opportunity for them. But that's a paradigm shift that leaders need to understand, that you always want to be creative. How else could we make money? How else could we grow this company? And does this person have an opportunity to do something here that would be really amazing? We discovered with one of our guys that they were an academic. They were just very good at interacting with universities. So we created a whole program for them just to get our curriculum taught inside the university system. And that has been lucrative for us. That position didn't exist as a business strategy. It came to us because we were looking at the skill set of one of our team members.
That makes sense. So going back to step number 1 is video interview. They send it to you. Number 2 is series of questions. Are there a lot of open-ended questions, or is it multiple choice? Is it I have to write a few sentences to explain how I would handle a situation? What is it like?
It's all written test, because we want them to write paragraphs. And the reason for that is we're looking for the rare individual who can write. If you can, these days, Patrick, if you know this, if you can write, you are deadly. And what's amazing is we're all texting all the time on our cell phones. We write now more than we've ever written before. We're sending emails, but so few people can actually do it. Well, we're a company that is known for communicating very clearly. Can you imagine if we send an email that is not clear, that's confusing? We can't have that happen. So that is another thing I didn't bring up. You have to pass the writing test or you can't work here.
So that's a must. That's not even, no matter how much you like them. If I can't pass the writing test, it's a no-go.
No, not at all. Yeah.
How long is the writing test?
We're like a band. If you can't sing or play an instrument, you can't be in the band.
That makes sense. At least you know what you can't fail in. So how long is the writing test?
Oh, it's not very long. In a couple pages whether or not somebody can be concise. Yeah, we will also ask them to do their job. So we just hired a podcast producer out of Chicago, and we actually sent them hours and hours of interviews with me interviewing people, and just said, hey, take this and turn this into a podcast episode that you think is entertaining. And they actually had to turn in a finished product before we hired them.
So that's a form of a test. If you don't know if they can do it, here's a test for you. See how you do it, and then we'll come back, and if you surprise us, you're in. If you don't, this may not be for you.
That's right. And we're looking for rock stars. We're just looking for absolute rock stars. And that's a saying that goes around my company, rock stars only. I mean, absolute, the best that we can possibly get.